Hi everybody, today is October 13th, 2015. Today is the second day of my journey towards ultimate faith. Today we are going to be reading about John the Baptist denies being the Messiah, and that is part of John chapter 1. Yesterday we read about the Word becoming flesh, so we will also talk about our word of the day, which is miracles. So, because a few miracles happened today, which I want to share with you later. So, let's first begin with our scripture. So, John chapter 1, verse 19. So, now this was John's testimony when the Jewish leaders in Jerusalem sent the priests and the Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely. I am not the Messiah. They asked him, then who are you? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? He answered, no. Finally, they said, who are you? Give us an answer to take back to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself? John replied in the words of Isaiah the prophet, I am the voice of the one calling in the wilderness. Make straight the way for the Lord. Now the Pharisees who had been sent questioned him, why then do you baptize if you are not the Messiah, nor Elijah, nor prophet? I baptize with the water, John replied, but among you stands one you do not know. He is the one who comes after me, the straps of whose sandals I am not worthy to unite. This all happened at Bethany on the other side of the Jordan, where John was being baptized. So, John is obviously a follower of God, and I believe is being questioned to see why he's doing these acts, and he's saying and prophesying about the Lord coming. So, the next chapter, or the next set of verses we'll read about, is about John testifying about Jesus. So I think he's basically giving a warning. And so I guess the way that we can probably interpret that is that, or at least make it into our everyday life, is that no, we are not God. No, we do not claim to have the power or all the power. But we do and are children of God, meaning that we do have the power within us, but God is within us, meaning give glory to God. He is the one, He is good, and you are basically a vessel, and getting to be a part of that. But definitely we hold high the one who is the actual performer of the light. So that's kind of what I got from that. So maybe if you guys have a different idea or some thoughts on that, you guys can leave it underneath here and ask me, and I'd be happy to look it up, and or if you have some other references or ideas as to what you think those verses mean. So I said the topic of today would be miracles, and reason being is that it is day 2 of my journey of faith and pretty much surrendering to God, and in a way that I feel like is whole and complete and true. And in every instance today where I thought that it was going to go the opposite way, God just kind of turned it around. So this morning I got an email from a employer that I was applying to, and it said, thank you so much for your offer, and we appreciate your time, but we don't have a position for you at this time. And my face just wasn't like, and so that's kind of how I started the morning. And I went to go do yoga with my best friend, and we got out, and I was just kind of like, wah, 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 like just really upset because I really, really wanted to just get a hold of this opportunity. And I got a call from them saying, oh, we just wanted to double check on your availability, and pretty much let you know if you have the job by Friday. So it wasn't a for sure yes, and I'll let you know, but definitely something way outside of the realm, meaning maybe a miracle. Um, Another miracle that happened was my best friend and I are deciding to start a Christian-based activewear line, just basically having some empowering quotes and things like that on some leggings, and maybe some different active shirts and sweat towels and whatnot, maybe water bottles eventually. But we're definitely very active and very healthy people, and we feel like God has always been an inspiration for us. Why not be an inspiration for everybody else in their fitness? Meaning, you can do this. Healthy is part of a godly lifestyle, and so that's kind of where we got from that. So we developed our name, which is really exciting, and we also may have been able to develop our logo, so that's pretty exciting too. So we went around to a screen printing shop, and I swear to you, every time I turned around, there was like a fish symbol, and then like a not of this world, and it was just everywhere that I was like, God just kind of like put up, hey, I'm still here, I'm still here, I'm still here. Put your head up, you're mine, kind of a deal. And so that's kind of really, I really felt with that. So I'm really excited to tell you that, because that's really what happened today. And we were going over to a screen printing place, and I happened to see a gym right there, and it said 3 P's, and then it said like passion, purpose, plan. And then it also had a fish symbol in there. And then I'm like, wait a minute, because I have my training license. So I'm like, wait a minute, how cool would that be to work at a gym that's like obviously, Christian based and has their ideologies line up with mine. I go in there, and the lady happens to be, okay, the doors are locked. I'm thinking, I'm trying to look inside, and this lady comes around and is like, hey, I'm the office lady here, and I just saw you looking over there. Can I answer any questions? I'm like, oh my God, I think this gym's really cool. My best friend and I are looking for a gym that we can meet halfway in, and blah, 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 blah. And so we started talking, and then she goes, hey, we actually are looking for trainers. So I'm like, sweet, write down my number and kind of give it to her. And anyway, there's just all these inspirational quotes around there, and it's just like a 30-minute workout, which is super easy for me since I'm used to being at the gym for like 2 hours. So I was really excited about that. I'm sure that there's another instance. Oh yes, I was at Organic Roots, which is this other sweet place right around the corner, and it's got like all this kind of organic and yummy food and stuff, and smoothies and whatnot. And my best friend's talking to one of the guys that works there, and then he just ends up saying, oh yeah, I go to this church revival. And I'm like, hey, that's cool, that's the church that's around the corner from my house, I go there too. And so it's just a crazy world once you start to see. I'm only on day 2 of like really just throwing it all in, and so I can't wait to see what else God has in store for me. I'm not going to tell you that I'm not worried and that I don't think about, the master plan and if I'm good enough, or if I'll ever be able to live up to expectations. That song that goes, you build me up to more than I can be, is like kind of what rings in my head. But I also think you told me that I can be these things, and that I have the power within you. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. And so I always kind of think about that. So enough about me. Great day today. I got to finish my homework in a minute, so let's talk about this miracle. So let's talk about what actually is the definition of miracle. And it is a surprising and welcome event that is inexplainable by natural or scientific laws, and is therefore considered to be a work of divine agency. Enough said, right? So I was looking up how many times, because it's always interesting to me how many times words are introduced in the Bible and how many times they're present in the Bible. And so I found this one website that said that miracle is in the Bible 167 times, but it also says that signs are referred to are miracles, but are also in the Bible, and there are many, many more times that it says signs. So we'll just refer to them as signs and miracles. And so the definition of signs is an object, quality, or event whose presence or occurrence indicates the probable presence or occurrence of something else. So when Jesus was performing miracles, as I understand, and as the ones we're going to talk about that John witnesses, he was pointing them because he's saying, hey, this is like, I am the Son of God. Like, these are the miracles, these are the signs to point towards that fact. So I think that's kind of like the where they're similar and kind of like where they're different, I think. So like I said, if I am wrong about any of this stuff, please, 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 please let me know. And then I also wanted to read you some quotes from different people about miracles. So Mother Teresa said, the miracle is not what we do. Wait, the miracle is not that we do this work, but that we are happy to do it. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Henry David Thoreau, another amazing writer, said, could a greater miracle take place than for us to look through each other's eyes for an instant? Beautiful. I swear I had some other ones up here. Just give me a second. They're all flowing, I know it. So Leonardo DiCaprio, I know, right, said my mother is a walking miracle, and I think I kind of like really want to go ahead and say I identify that. My mother is one of the strongest people I've ever met in my life. Just her stamina alone baffles me. Just kind of being, a single mother with 4 kids, and just always just there and always doing and always finding different ways to help me. There's so many different heartaches and disappointments in my life. My mother is truly a gift and definitely a sight of God, I would probably say. So, yeah, shout out to all the mothers out there. You guys are amazing. I really, hats off to you. So, you change my life daily, and I'm just in utter amazement of you all the time. So, that is the number one job, I feel like. So, and they don't get enough credit. Let's see. Let's read another one here. Yoko Ono said, every moment in our lives is a miracle we should enjoy instead of ignoring. So I guess miracles in the sense is like that. I guess from what perspective that you sit, or what seat that you sit in, what becomes a miracle. But in the sense of the biblical miracles that we were talking about, like the blind becoming, able to see, and the crippled becoming able to walk. Certain things that I believe in the Bible, and I'm not sure what verse it says, these signs shall follow those that believe. So I can't wait to be a witness to that. And I really just want to show the world and show even two people that God has changed my life through faith and through diligence and through commitment. And those are some things that I've really lacked in my life, and I am tired of it. So, yeah, so really, really, really lucky to have the people that I have in my life. And yes, I am always stressed about money. And yes, will I ever find the love of my life? And, will I ever truly have, a feeling of peace? I don't know. I feel like I'm on my way towards working towards that. And I think eventually I'll realize that it's not what things that I've attained, but the things that I already have, and I think that I can't wait to experience that full love of the gifts that are already in front of me. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible, and I am actually very blessed now that I really start to think about it. But anyway, so that was the scriptures of the day. We read about John the Baptist denies being the Messiah, and tomorrow we'll read about John testifying about Jesus. Our word of the day was miracles and signs, and yeah, that's about it for October 13th. It was a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.